Habitation Station, I love watching Blysk on this map. We'll see if he does the build that I really love watching him do, which is Gate, expand to the gold, and then followed by an Immortal Sentry. Parting did it not so long ago, and I really love that build. It's so cool to watch. But in the top right-hand corner of the map, as he said, he practiced it a lot with Pez. He knows how to play it. Petrify, he's pink, from Silicon, he's good. He's top right.
Spawning in the top left with some good cannon rush tactics, but being outplayed in the end by the Ember 3 bases before hatch. It is Blysk.
Now, and I'd also, you had a look at their chat there, and he's like, yeah, I practice getting cannon rushed by Pez all the time.
Yeah.
And we talked about, he saw the probe, and he just went 3 hatch anyway, and that's where that decision came down to. It wasn't the fact that he had, not thought about that. It's the fact that he's played against it so many times, he's like, yeah, I can still do it. I can still do it. That build's still bad. So yeah, I love that. Now this pylon placement, I'll touch on it quickly, suggests to me that Blysk is going to do the build that I was hoping for. Because with this, you wall off the front ramp, the main ramp, and then you take the gold. So it's very easy to defend both locations because you need like 2 sentries at that main, and you need like 4 at that gold base.
Now what I see, just a quick one, something I see a lot from Petrify on this map, of watching him recently, he loves to take the hatch of the natural hatch of the Protoss if he can. So it looks like he might be banking up the money to do that right now as the Forge goes down. Oh, okay, interesting.
And hatch first to the gold from Stefan. Oh, maybe not.
He's going across the map with it. Is he going to take the opponent's gold with that drone? Where is this one going? Yes, he is. He's heading to the gold. He's heading to the gold. Okay,
he already knows what build Blysk is going to do. Yep. And I'm not sure if that's a proxy hatch or not, but either way, Blysk is going to wonder what's going on here. I think he's going to check as well.
I think this is kind of the build that Caps was advertising recently, is where you get that hatchery and you
He's putting the pylon down before even checking it.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was going to take this base anyway, and then he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll put the pylon down." Gets there, and there's a hatch. He's like, "Oh, well, this works anyway."
I think what Petrify was going to try and do is there's like this build that's come out recently where you build the hatch at the gold, and when it spawns you build queens and spines, and then you just creep up to the natural and then just siege it with spine crawlers and queens.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, but I think that's going to be a bit thwarted there with the forge first, because the cannon now coming down, and that's going to stop that base coming down.
Yep. But anyway, we have a huge chunk of lings coming out, and the cannon has not started for Blysk yet. Now he has to build this at his natural, or these lings are just going to, run by and kill all his probes.
Oh, he is too. I just noticed that.
So this cannon actually will not be built in time for when these lings hit there. However, I think the lings are designed to save this hatchery. That's a very nice wall in there by Blysk. But here come the lings, and look, that cannon's not up.
Yeah, he's going to sneak by there.
GG.
Straight up in. Oh no, he's going to focus down that cannon first. Or maybe he wants more lings to come up with him.
Smart.
Yep. And into the main he goes. Now, does he have a pylon in the main to be able to make a cannon? No, he doesn't. So he can just run up. But he's going to try and supply block his opponent with a pylon kill there. And
here come the probes.
yeah, the fight is going to come down, but he's got too many Zerglings right there, and he's going to lose so many probes if he doesn't micro this correctly. He actually,
from Blysk.
He does a really good job there with his micro, keeps a lot of his probes alive. And these 3 lings are probably going to get forced out. He can't really get too much else done there.
Check unit counting station. 22 probes to 15 drones. Like, I love these games. They're not standard. I love it.
Yeah.
But we've actually got an even match on our hands here. But Blysk, more important, needs to put down a cannon. Cool, he is. But again, this cannon won't be done in time for this next set of lings. So core going down, but he needs to kind of wall in the cannon a bit.
Yep.
He hasn't quite got the money. In fact, he's not going to have the money. We're going to see the exact same thing happen again. Petrify. He's just so clever and cool. We've got probes pulled this time. They will surround the cannon.
Going to try and fight before the cannon finishes. It looks like he might actually get a pretty good trade-off here anyway. He does kill a few probes there. That's not bad. 7 kills in total.
That's good.
And that brings him back to even squares. And he's on 3 bases
Yep.
Petrify, but he's got a couple of idle drones there sitting at the gold.
Yeah, but Blysk can take his gold very soon. He can take that probably about 8 minutes when that creep decapitates. So we've got a cool game on our hands. I like how this is looking. I mean, it's not like Blysk hasn't got his gate tech down. It's not like he hasn't got, you know, warp gate on the way. He's got all of his tech down. He can take this third base, and we're going to see, like I said, a cool game coming.
Yep. And where is Petrify going to go from here? I mean, he still hasn't got gas. Like, he's been just droning and droning and droning, but he hasn't really had the time to get gas. And there we go. There he goes. He throws down his first gas.
Got to throw it down. Well, like we've been talking about gas timings, I guess this is a lot later than he did last game against the Cannon Rush. But I think he's still going to be okay. So second gas as well. Blysk hasn't shown any signs of doing anything overly aggressive yet. I honestly think he's going to grab an 8-minute Nexus. Yeah.
And I mean, Petrify's been smashing out the minerals with that gold base. I mean, he's got plenty of workers over there, so the drone count is just been exploding for him right now. He was on 15 like just a couple of minutes ago. He's up to 40 and now ahead of Blysk in worker count. Yep.
But that's okay. You'd expect that. A Zerg on 3 bases, Protoss on 2 bases. You kind of expect that to happen. What's really key for Blysk? In all honesty, like I said, this is an even game. It's going to be very close regardless. It's all going to come down to tech choices. But Blysk with this third base, you can see Stefano taking his fourth base now. Oh, Petrify rather. But Blysk has to do that timing I was talking about. He has to hit a timing within probably the next 1 or 2 minutes, or else Petrify's just going to have too many drones. It doesn't have to be, you know, an all-in. It doesn't have to be anything serious. All he has to do is utilize mass recall and force some units. Because at this stage, just letting his opponent drone like this is not going to help. We can see still no tech from Blysk. Sorry, he has got the robo.
Yeah, it's just about to finish up. So probably, of course, see some immortals come out of that for sure. As +1 is on the forge. Where is the forge hidden again? I've lost it. It's up in the main.
In the main.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Alright, and the Overlord can see that the forge is researching, and he does find the robo. So
yeah,
not a bad scout from there. Yeah, and we'll probably see. Oh, there we go. Zerifrine is about to finish. Yeah, and his lair is just finished very recently as well. So, wonder what lair tech we're going to see come out of him. As you were saying, yeah, probably Spy, but no, it's going to be the Hydra.
I'm interested by that because I expect Blysk to hallucinate Scout. He's very active, and yep, he's got one out now. So we'll scout that Hydralisk. He'll just throw down a Colo Den, and you know he's kind of got the tech already in place to be able to deal with this. So I'm a little surprised that Petrify is going to go Roach Hydra here. But like I said, Petrify better Zerg than I am. He obviously knows what he's doing. Pear's a very good practice partner for PvZ. So he's going to try and do something with these roaches. I'm not too certain he can. There's already an immortal out. There's enough sentries here as well. Roaches unfortunately can't shoot those golds. And this mothership core is just going to be very obnoxious. Just going to poke away at these roaches.
Alerts galore here for Petrify.
Yeah. But he's got to be so careful with this roach. He hasn't got roach speed yet. Oh, he's going to get
force field in. Every single roach gets caught. Everything boxed in. 2 immortals are going to go to town on those roaches. And still sentries there in support. The roaches, no, they're all going down. Most of them anyway. And the 3rd immortal joining the battle now. And a time warp as well.
And a bit on, like I said, I think if there's any kind of critique I have at all about Blysk players, that is a bit too trigger happy with the time warps. Mothership core energy is just it's just imber, right? Mothership core is just bloody imber. Nexus Cannon time warps, they literally win games. Well, not so much Nexus Cannon, but time warps win games on their own. They're like force fields. Utilizing one to pick off 1 or 2 roaches, I don't feel is the best use. For instance, now is when he needs the time warp. He needs to wait for a warp in. And I think there's already enough Hydras in here to cause him a couple of problems. But this warp in, is pivotal. He needs to build it somewhere.
Yep. And
Petrify posturing.
Yeah, he's just checking out, seeing what's going on here with the army. He's gonna try.
Here we go.
Oh, he was trying to catch out the Mothership Core, but now he's being forced to engage. This force was going down. There's 3 immortals going to work on those roaches on the front line, and he's not really trying too well. Yeah.
You see that piling up the top that he got the flank with? Fantastic play.
And
So, oh, Petrify on the back here. He's got the Spire coming. He's got more Roaches and more Hydras on the way. Blysk is just getting Blink and probably going to focus on units. The Warp Prism didn't really go anywhere special. I was expecting it to kind of put Zealots in at that gold base, but he's going to push up here. Hasn't got Blink yet.
the units here for Petrify, he has that Spire about to finish, but he doesn't have the gas for a Muta Switch, so this is kind of what he's got and what he's going to use to try and defend. Everything gets burrowed. There was an observer on the map. There was an observer somewhere. I think he's actually lost it somewhere because there was an overseer with his army. Yep. And
but either way, this is buying him time that, you know, he is helpful.
Yeah.
But Blink, you know, Blink will signal the end of Petrify unless he can roll this army now. But I think it's just too much. Immortals, you know, 10 kills, 7 kills, 13 kills. Those are all Roaches and Hydralisks. Like 10 Roaches, that's 750 minerals.
some Hydralisks getting weakened as they try to escape there. And where is that observer? I'm pretty sure it's on its way somewhere. There it is. It's with the army now, and it's going to come in great handy if he does try to burrow once again. There's actually no overseer right now with the army, so if he does try to burrow or try and pick it off, he's not going to be able to. And here we go. If he gets some good force fields, which he does, and he catches a lot of the Roaches out in the front without the Hydras being able to attack, and the observer is there, so if he starts burrowing, it's not going to work for him.
Really needs that Blink, but I mean, I think he's just got too much at this stage. Petrify, I think he's going to get taken out here. Really fun game. I've really enjoyed these PVZs, and Blysk is going to push up here. No, he's going to back off. I mean, Stefano, Petrify not able to utilize that Mutatech at all. But Blysk playing very safely, just going to wait for a warp in. He's got a Colossi rallied across the map that'll soon join up with his forces. He's got Blink. Literally just has to wait for this Colossi and then he can hit end, which is the equivalent of a moving.
1-8 click, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And yeah, there we go. The Colossus joined up with the army. 13 Roaches on the way, so Petrify is just going to try and delay long enough to wait for those Roaches to come out. He's going to take out this gold base while he does wait. The drones are going to start going down, but it doesn't really matter to him at this point. He can't switch into mutas. I mean, the gold base is basically mined out. But now, here we go. A few Roaches spawning in, going to die instantaneously. And those Roaches and Hydras have now spawned, but is that going to be enough for the army here of Blysk?
Maybe not. There's a second Colossi on the way. Also, check out, Blysk is taking a fourth base, so he doesn't necessarily have to push into a bad engagement here. You can see he's just posturing until he gets the position he wants, and I really like that. He knows that he's a base up. He knows he doesn't need to take any risks or force an engagement. He's just taking the engagements that he wants. So again, great time warps. This is what you like to see. No extended lance, so the Colossi are dying to Hydralisks, but at the same time they are ripping through them.
Yeah, and he actually tries to switch into Corruptors there to try and combat the... Oh, he actually gets a little bit out of position there with one of his Colossus that almost goes down. It looks like he could if he pokes forward a little bit there. But he's just so many Stalkers here. And there we go, very well played. GG coming out from Petrify, and that's going to be that. And Blysk is going to qualify himself for the grand final of the SEA Rising
Money
Star.
on the line.